Bum 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 bum. Welcome back, my friend. This is BjjBrick. Quick. My name is Byron. This is your quick Jiu-Jitsu podcast. This week we're talking about why is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu difficult for new people. It's difficult for everybody, but specifically the new person. Man, they've got some tough roads ahead. It's nice to enjoy them, but a lot of it's mental. Today, this one's mental. I would say when you're new at jiu-jitsu, it feels like it doesn't work. So what happens? You think back, if you're not new and you're here as a experienced grappler, welcome. If you're new, this might hit home with you. If you're thinking about going to jiu-jitsu, you'll probably experience this for a little while. You come in, you learn the technique. Then you go and you roll. You try the technique. And it doesn't work, usually. And then you go back and you learn the technique some more. You fine-tune it. You get some more reps in. You try it again. It doesn't work again. It's super frustrating. You might ask yourself, why is it that when I try these moves, they fail, and when my training partners try the moves, they work? What's up with that? Ooh-wee. What's up with that? That is frustrating. I admit that. There's not a good way to feel when you study a technique, you feel like you've understood it, and then you try it, and it falls apart. So you got to realize that when you go to class, pretty much everybody who is good at jiu-jitsu, and they use that term, that's an interesting term. Like, if you ask somebody who is a black belt, are they good at jiu-jitsu? They might say yes. A lot of them say no. You ask a blue belt, yeah, I'm pretty good at jiu-jitsu. Like, it's all relative. It's all relative. Like, yes, somebody's good at basketball. Some of them will say yes, some will say no, but most won't play in the NBA. So in jiu-jitsu, it feels like, for me, it feels like it's always a struggle. Some days I have really good rolls against people who are better at jiu-jitsu than me. Some days I have tough rolls against people who are not as good. But it is frustrating, to get back at the subject, that it feels like it doesn't work. When you're trying a technique, let's say you learn to sweep. Well, guess what? The person who you're doing the sweep to knows that sweep. This isn't somebody who just walked in off the street, typically. They know the sweep. They know the counter. They know how to capitalize on your attempted sweep. Man, I got some good guard passes off some attempted sweeps. Hey, you try to sweep me that way, that's a guard pass. It's just, that's how jiu-jitsu is. It's a battle. It's give and take. It's a chess game, is what they say. I hate to say that one, because everybody says that one. But when you're new, it feels like, oh yeah, here's my sweep. I'm setting it up, get my grips, and let's do the sweep. Get my guard passed. That is frustrating. What you're running into is experience. I guarantee you that person has been swept with that sweep before. Probably many times. They've learned from it. They've dealt with it. And now they're trying to move on from it. And they'll probably get hit that same sweep in the future. They can't beat all of them. But yours, as a beginner, you represented a weaker attempt at that sweep. And they were all over that thing. It's frustrating. I remember my wife would say a lot of times, they're muscling out of it. It's just, they just muscle out of everything. Well, sometimes they are. But when you're a white belt, you don't have to claim a purple belt as muscling out of something. They're just better at jiu-jitsu. The odds are that they could have been smaller than you and got out of that as well. But that would frustrate her is to attempt a technique, because I don't use much muscle with when I grapple with her, and then she gets a stronger reaction physically as far as, muscle. And they're muscling me. Well, jiu-jitsu can deal with muscle. Jiu-jitsu can deal with muscle. It just takes a lot more skill. I think this is a common frustration thing for people to put in a couple of weeks at the mats, or on the mats, and come in every day motivated and try hard, and come in again and try and learn and be observant, a good student, and even take notes or whatever, and it just never really picks up. You've got to realize you're out there playing basketball with really good players. You're out there on the hockey ice with people who have been skating their whole lives. You're out there on the mats with people who have been doing jiu-jitsu long before you've ever heard of it. It's going to be tough. Here's the cool thing. They'll help you. Remember back at the beginning of the week, I said we're rolling, we're not fighting. Beginners tend to fight too much. If you're attempting an armbar on me, it doesn't work. I'm more than happy if you say, what happened? How'd you get out? How'd you pass my guard when I attempted that? I'm more than happy to walk through that with you. Especially if you're a beginner. I don't want to sound like I'm not... Like, when I'm rolling with a beginner, a black belt with a white belt, and not just a white belt, a new white belt, that's a role that I'm not expecting to get a whole lot out of anyway. I'm not expecting to pick up some big change in my game or to learn some new big trick or to have something done to me that's really cool. This is the role for you anyway. So if you want to ask a question, I'm cool with that. This is your role. Maybe not all your training partners are the same way, but that's the way I am. So try it. And some grapplers are like, no, we'll finish up this roll. That's cool. But some will pause and walk you through what you did wrong or what they did right or what could be done differently, or maybe they love to counter that technique. But it's a super common feeling. Imagine a good high school player going out there in the NBA trying to play basketball. They would just suck. It'd be so frustrating. It's okay to come under the mats and have stuff not work. They didn't know how to shoot a basket. Yes, they do know how to shoot a basket. It's not going to go in. It's going to get blocked. They're going to get the ball stolen. Any number of things can happen. That's the way jiu-jitsu is as well. If you're new at jiu-jitsu, check out the audiobook, Your First Year of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's by me, Byron. I'm right there in the book with you. I'm on the cover. No one in the white gi. Buddy Gary in the black gi. Go to BjjBrick.com. Click on the shop. You can see the image right there. Yep, that's right. Not that good looking of a guy. I look a little better than the cartoon character, but yeah. Anyways, having fun out here. I want that book to help you through your first year of grappling. It'll be a good year, but you do have some hurdles. We're talking about some of them this week. We got one more tomorrow, a big one. But for today, I want you to have a great day and stay sweaty, my friend.